What's good, Star Wars fans? The past week or so has brought us some interesting Star Wars news, ranging from exciting to downright bizarre. So let's start with the good stuff. And one announcement that I'm really liking is the upcoming manga Path of the Lightsaber by Kenny Ruiz. Set between The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, it follows a young tinkerer named Nyoka, who dreams of becoming a Jedi like Luke Skywalker. But their life is then turned upside down when they stumble upon an actual lightsaber while exploring the ruins of a High Republic-era ship. And naturally, others are also after it too, making it even harder for Nyoka to learn how to wield it, while also trying to protect both the weapon and herself. Now, story-wise, it's a solid premise. Someone wishing that they could be a Jedi, suddenly then finding an ancient lightsaber, and then they must do everything they can to keep it out of the wrong hands. Yeah, sounds like it could be a fun little adventure that doesn't shake up the canon too much. Unless, of course, they decide that Nyoka is so strong with the Force and later meets Rey, leading to training and then maybe even a live-action appearance in the upcoming Rey movie. I mean, sure, I could see them going that route, but honestly, I wouldn't be too bothered either way. Really, I'm just excited to see more Star Wars anime, and since this manga is the closest thing that we're getting to that, I'm definitely gonna check it out. Plus, the cover art is pretty awesome too, as it teases some really interesting characters alongside Nyoka, likely the rivals that are gonna be trying to steal the said lightsaber. And if done well, then this could have some serious potential, and who knows, maybe even get an anime adaptation down the line. That would be something I like. As yeah, I'm pretty serious about wanting more Star Wars anime. I mean, yeah, there is Star Wars Visions, but I want canon Star Wars anime. Another neat bit of news is that reports say that Ryan Gosling is in talks to star in Sean Levy's upcoming Star Wars movie. And honestly, yeah, why not? Given that Levy's movie is rumored to take place after the sequel trilogy, which, let's be real now, isn't exactly beloved by most fans right now, then casting a big-name, talented actor like Gosling could definitely help soften the blow. Besides, off of the top of my head, I can't really think of a bad Gosling movie that I've seen at least, so this could turn out well. Assuming, of course, that the story and the writing hold up. Because if they don't, then not even Gosling can save this movie. Now for some disappointing news. Apparently, Jod Nanawoot's Jedi Master was supposed to appear in a flashback in the Skeleton Crew finale, but her scenes were cut for unknown reasons. And we only really found out about this because the actress Yasmin Al-Masri, disappointed with the removal, ended up posting the set photos of herself in Jedi robes online. And interestingly enough, she's even wearing a Padawan braid too, which would suggest that she wasn't even a full-fledged Jedi Knight, just like Kanan Jarrus, who was still a Padawan when he took on an apprentice. So yeah, that would explain why she, as a Padawan, got hunted down and killed so quickly after starting Jod's training. Sure, I would have liked to see that flashback in the finale, but at the same time, I can also understand why they decided to cut it, especially if that scene was a bit too dark for a kid's show and all. But hey, at least now we do have a visual of what Jod's Jedi Master did look like. And back to movie news, we now know who the main villain of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie will be, and apparently it's, get this, Embo from the Clone Wars. Yeah, I don't think anyone had him pegged as the main antagonist of a Star Wars summer blockbuster, but hey, here we are. And his mission? Well, according to the report, he's gonna be kidnapping Rota the Hutt, Jabba's son. And for whatever reason, it's gonna be Mando's job to stop him. And on paper, I'll be honest, this sounds kinda meh. I mean, don't get me wrong, it would work fine as an episode of The Mandalorian Season 4. But as the central plot of a full-length movie, not so sure about that. I just don't see Embo carrying an entire film as the main villain, if this report is true, of course. And especially if Dave Filoni sticks with the same writing approach that he had in Ahsoka, where even Thrawn, one of the best Star Wars villains, ended up feeling so underwhelming. So yeah, for now, I'm not hopping on the hype train for this movie. And since we're already diving into the absurd, let's talk about The Legacy of Vader #1, the upcoming Star Wars comic by Charles Soule, set after The Last Jedi. And it's already causing controversy, and for good reason, as some early panels show Kylo Ren traveling to Tatooine with Vader's former aide, Vanna, where we get a supposed flashback of Vader killing Watto for revenge. And this alone has sparked debate online, mainly because Vader, by that point, had long left behind his past as Anakin Skywalker. So in doing so, why would he still care enough to hold a grudge against Watto? That said, playing devil's advocate, this isn't a new idea, as in Legends, Vader did also kill Watto as well. Although, to be fair, it was more insinuated that the Toydarian that Vader killed was Watto, rather than straight up shown or confirmed. Plus, Soule himself also has hinted that this flashback may not actually be a flashback, but perhaps Kylo just imagining things. Which, okay, fine, sure, but that also raises another question as to why would Kylo even picture Vader killing Watto when he likely doesn't even know who Watto is? I mean, even Luke probably never even knew about him, so why would Kylo? And then there's the biggest head scratcher of all in this comic, and that is Soule saying that this comic features Kylo searching for surviving Jedi from Order 66 in order to test himself after getting humiliated by Luke in The Last Jedi. And yeah, I've got a big problem with this. As, sure, Kylo does have the supposed Jedi Hunter reputation in the sequel trilogy and all, so it does make sense for him to hunt Jedi, sure, but come on. Not the Order 66 surviving Jedi. It's been 53 years since Palpatine initiated that order. The vast majority of survivors should be long dead. And if Kylo is out here mopping up the last remnants of Order 66, then it honestly just makes Vader look incompetent. Like he couldn't finish the job in 23 years ago, so Kylo has to step up now to clean up his mess. And yeah, this is coming from someone who actually likes the sequel trilogy and Kylo Ren. This doesn't even make sense to me. Now, to be fair and all, Ahsoka is still alive somewhere during the sequel trilogy apparently, and she technically is an Order 66 survivor. But if they do go with this, then there are still issues present, like number 1, Kylo even assuming that Vader failed his mission and left stragglers alive is just wild in itself. Especially considering how much he looks up to Vader and all. And 2, if Ahsoka is still trapped in another galaxy on Peridea, then there's no way we're getting a Kylo v Old Lady Ahsoka duel in this comic. So honestly, it would make more sense for Kylo to go after post-Order 66 Jedi, like Ezra or Jod, rather than specifically targeting survivors from a 53-year-old purge. Like, just go for the Padawans right now. Otherwise, it just feels forced and nonsensical. That said, I'm still looking forward to seeing where Soul takes this comic, because parts of it do sound cool. Like, for example, Kylo declaring himself Supreme Leader to the First Order by showing them Snoke's corpse and then chucking it into space. Yeah, say what you want about the sequel trilogy and Kylo Ren, but this is a pretty badass visual. So I'm liking this. But making Vader look bad? That, on the other hand, is a no bueno for me. Either way, let me know what your thoughts are about all of these news stories down in the comments below. And remember, for all of your Star Wars news, keep it here at the silo.